Hey guys, technical difficulties here, and today we're gonna do something a little different. Exactly 1 year ago, I put out my first video on the channel. Uh, Please don't watch it though, it's horrible. But in that video, I'm basically ranting about the subway, and well, if we can really call it that. But this time, I'm gonna talk more about some of the people that I've come across in the subway rather than just general things that irritate me. So sit down or hold on to a nasty metal pole because we're in for a rough ride. Alright, so early last month, I was on my way home from something, and on the last part of the trip, there was this guy, and he just starts violently coughing. Like, he may have been trying to hack something up, but I don't know, nor do I want to know. But anyways, after his coughing fit, he then gets up, walks over to this guy in the corner of the car, starts speaking to him in I don't know what. And then afterwards he lifts up his shirt and starts what I can only assume to be dancing. And after about a minute just sits back down like nothing happened. Next we have what I can only really describe as a drunken rap performance from a talented new artist who I like to call 50 Ounce. So, I'm on my way to my friend's place, and 50 Ounce, he gets on board and decides to treat us to some of his work. And after demonstrating some of his musical talent, he just leaves. And I can only assume he went to the next car because he came back like a few stops later and gave us an encore performance until I got off. There once was a man conversing with his reflection, when their conversation soon took a peculiar direction. I feel this man was a strange one for the most, especially after he shouted, "I ain't chocolate, I'm burnt toast." Okay, now for the actual story. So, yeah, if my shitty poem didn't give it away already, I was on my way somewhere, I forgot where, but that's not important. There's this guy, he's having a full-on argument with his reflection in the window. I didn't really pay attention to most of it because, whatever. But then suddenly, out of nowhere, he just yells, "I ain't chocolate, I'm burnt toast!" Everyone's just staring at this guy. And I'm just sitting there trying not to burst out laughing. I'm just glad my stop was next. Then there was that one dude who pissed and shat himself. But we don't talk about him. Alright, fine, I'll give more context. So, I'm on my way home and the car is like nearly empty. Including myself, there's probably like 5-6 people. Two of them are on one end of the car and everyone else is on the other side. So I start messing around on my phone, and one of the two guys from the other end of the car just gets up, comes over to my side. He gets our attention, points to the other end of the car and tells us that the guy over there is pissing. Everyone just suddenly looks down, and lo and behold, well, you know. But that's not all, because that would be too easy. Because not even a minute later, I smell. Everyone got the hell out of there the next stop. Next we have this one guy, and I honestly don't know what the hell was wrong with him, but the entire time I was on the train, he's just standing in between the cars, smoking and listening to his music. And he was still there when I got off, so it was probably I don't know, at least half an hour. And then there was the guy who I personally like to call the Pentagram Man. So, it was November a few years ago, and I had to skip school one day to go to this thing. Anyways, I'm heading back home from this thing, and I was just kind of done. Since by the end of it, I was just done because I just didn't want to be there. So as luck would have it, the car I get on is relatively empty. So I'm thinking, hey, this should be a relatively easy ride, right? Right? So halfway into the ride back, this guy gets on the train and starts screaming that Satan is coming. I'm just sitting there, not knowing what in the to make of this. But then, after a minute into this guy's tirade, the train gets stuck. I'm now stuck with this guy rambling about how Satan is going to invade our world. Now, you're probably wondering why I just didn't move to another car. Well, not only was I in the last car, but the way that led to the next car was behind the Pentagram Man, and I was honestly scared to go anywhere near this guy. So, as I'm sitting there just not knowing what the to do, I get a text from my friend, who is at school, and he's asking why I didn't come in. And I tell him what's going on. Don't ask me how I had service, I just did. But, yeah, anyways, we start moving again after a few minutes, and he thankfully gets off at the next stop, presumably to terrorize some more people. That was a weird day. Now, since I'm bad with conclusions, that's it for now. Be sure to drop a like or something. I don't know.